you're winning quite a bit, if you have the bigger boats, you normally have more money. That's just a fact. It doesn't make them any better. The reason to do something like the East West Challenge is to get the folks from back east to get off their duffs and make their way to the West Coast because we've done it the other way. Uh, all right, Jay Runabout, ready to go. All right, we got a boat coming downriver right at the course, so we got to do a little uh, stoppage there. Hold up our J folks until we get this controlled. Maybe we'll get Bernie over here to talk before too long, although he's not paying attention.
No.
So, but that's not unusual. I love it. But no, reason for the challenge is to have an award doesn't really mean a whole lot other than you went to all the events, and it's just to try and draw a little more participation.
There is one challenge with doing something like that for us trailer launch boats. Unfortunately, the East Coast is not set up for us to be able to run.
Not at all.
So it it's a great idea, and hopefully we can do something with that in the future.
Sure.
But it does it does
Well, it
eliminate
hurts.
some of the competition.
It does hurt a little bit.
Get
So,
back
Mr.
here,
Snyder,
Mr.
are you going to
Snyder.
stay here and talk with us for a minute? Are you that busy to get back and get ready to rock and roll, or come sit down for a minute, my friend? Yeah, come on over here. I'm gonna hand you this mic, and then I want Jill to harass you first before I.
Okay, no trick questions.
They're all trick questions. So we didn't see your wonderful face out there that last time. Uh, were you guys having breakfast or brunch? I mean, I realize it's Sunday and it could have been brunch.
Only some of us were.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're on. Just remember, talk right in the
But
end.
here's the real deal: is that I was bringing on a little bit too much water, and so I decided to put a new skin on the bottom of the boat, so it does have a new running surface on the left-hand side. And I was fortunate to ask my dad to come over. That's a thrill
Oh yeah.
and a circus in itself. But and then you add Jimmy LeBrie to the equation, and
Well, there's a
you-
two-ring circus, and if you're there, there's a three-ring.
right.
So we got it all.
So when we got done, there was a lot of sawdust in the bottom of the boat, and so I thought maybe
Five, four, three, two, one, mark.
All right. I'll just to let you know, we got Jay Runabout coming out. Jeff will finish his story right now.
so I thought maybe a really good idea would be if we leave the plug out of the bottom of the boat and put it in the water, that maybe it'll wash.
You could
all
flush
that,
it?
Yeah, go ahead and flush all that
Oh,
sawdust
cool.
out of there.
Great idea.
So I guess they pretty much took me serious, and that's what happened.
Okay. So it was planned.
So the bottom is nice and clean now, and heck, we're
Now that everything's washed out,
yeah,
you're
we're-
ready to
we're
ready to go again.
We're ready to go.
Okay.
Yeah, we kind of have a little something special coming up here, and we'll let it go at that.
I kind of have an idea where you're going, and it's one of those great things that we have opportunities to do that once in a while, and this is one that's pretty special to a lot of people. So yeah,
Absolutely.
now we'll look forward to that, and I'll be able to
Yep.
to share a fair amount. Jeff Snyder, thank you, buddy. Glad you're here this weekend.
You bet.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Jeff Snyder, always good to spin the yarn, I guess, is a good way to. He doesn't lie. He just spins a good yarn. And he said Dad was there. Frank is a character in his own right. You get Frank, Jeff, and Jimmy together. It is a three-ring circus. So, all right, back to our J program.
So we've got our J runabouts out there, which include Ryder Burks in the 25R, Carson Kelly in 1US, and Harper Kelly Moen in the 23R. It appears that we've got all three of our J runabouts out there. White flag on the course. They will be going to the back stretch and establishing their lanes to come around for the start. Again, the difference between J runabout and J hydro is that the restrictor plate comes off, the weight comes out of it, which allows them to go faster. We're 15 seconds away from our start.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark. Green flag on the course.
So our Dre runabouts will be doing 3 laps. We'll talk a little bit here about the difference between the categories. Our junior classes run 3 laps because they are smaller. They are on a larger course, so for them doing a 4-lap heat is just way too much. And it also allows us to get them on and off the water a lot quicker. Right now it looks like Harper's in front with Carson in second and Ryder in third. As far as our flag procedure, you hear us talk about the gun going off for the warm-up period. We put a green flag up there to let them know that the course is open. A white flag will go up when there is 1 minute to the start to let them know that they need to get into position for that their starting procedure to come across the line. We do have the clock running, so they need to hit 0 at that start finish line to be legal. And at that time, we will put the green flag back up, letting them know that they are now racing. When there's 1 lap to go, the white flag goes back up, letting the drivers know that they are on their final lap, coming around to the checkered for the finish. If there is some sort of how do I want to put it? Let's say a boat that's gone dead in the water, an obstruction on the course that they need to be aware of, we will put up a yellow flag so that they know to watch out for that and take action to avoid that boat on the water or whatever the obstruction is. And then our black flag is to let the drivers know they need to return to the pits. So as we come around this second turn, we're getting ready to go to white flag, which means that there will be 1 lap remaining. Looks like we've got Harper in first, Carson in second, and Ryder in third. Oh. Checkered flag is up as Harper Kelly Moen comes around for.
That is Ryder Burke.
Oh, I've been corrected. That is Ryder Burks that's coming around for first place.
Carson Kelly.
Congratulations to Ryder. Carson Kelly in second. And Harper following up in third. All right, so what's going to happen is we're going to bring them back into the dock really quick. They're going to refuel, and then they're going to go right back out there for their second heat. And then joining us here at the announcer stand is Zach Christensen, who is our Region 10 assistant to Aaron Olson. He's also our driver's rep for Vintage this weekend. And unfortunately, we've had some attrition, I understand. So can you let us know what's going on in the Vintage pits?
Yeah, so with Vintage, obviously, boats are old, drivers are older. But yeah,
I was gonna say,
myself.
not you.
I'm the least vintage out of the crew. But no, we've been having a good day today with the water scamp. We've had a few issues with other boats. Obviously, Kiwi's out for the rest of the season. Annie's Dodge is leaking some oil right now. Let's see, Calypso 2's got some extra water. Yes, he's washing the inside of the boat, washing the bilge and everything. And then the Radical Daryl Robinson's been working on that boat. He should have it ready for the next Vintage heat, and we're hoping that the Calypso 2 will be out there as well. But we just had a great exhibition with the Ombre and the Water Scamp. They ran well together, even though they are pretty different in classes. The Ombre can really move around the race course, but it's a great time to watch.
So it was your dad that was out there the last heat?
Yes, yeah. I ran first heat today, and he just ran the second heat out there with the Ombre.
Now, will you be going out for the final heat of the day?
Yes, yeah. As long as the wind stays down, we'll hit it again, and try to put on a good show.
Awesome. Is there anything else you'd like to say as far as?
Ask him about whose fault is all this.
Oh, whose fault is all of this?
Oh, you know what? We've been having quite a few issues this weekend, and it's actually the first weekend that Aaron Olson, our Region 10 Vintage rep, didn't show up. So
so it's Aaron's fault.
I'm kind of seeing a connection there.
Okay,
and
well.
Vice Chairman didn't show up either.
Yeah, Sean Kelson, he's actually out this weekend. They're back home for a birthday party.
Okay.
We'll
just have to razz him a little bit the next time we see him.
Oh, absolutely. It's already been happening this weekend.
All right. Well, it sounds like we're getting ready to go to J Runabout again for their second heat. Thank you, Zach, very much, and enjoy your ride out there next heat.
Yeah, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Zach Christensen, vice chairman for Region 10 Vintage.
All right,
Yep.
we've got our second heat of J Runabout coming out.
That is Ryder Burke in the 25.
That would be Harper Moen. Excuse me,
Moen. Yeah.
Harper Moen. I know it's supposed to be Harper Kelly Moen.
I'll stay out of it. It's okay.
And they should soon be joined by Carson Kelly, which is Harper's cousin.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a family affair out here. There's no question about that. All right, just listening into the referee chatter and with the pits.
All right, well, we do have all three of our J
right,
runabouts. Again, what we were talking about earlier is these runabouts don't have restrictor plates. They've been able to take the weights out that they would normally have if they were running J Hydro.
Coming down to a minute right now. All right, 1 minute, white flag on the course. These are our J's, so they are not quite as fast as the K. Still a great training ground. And when you look at that, and when I say training ground, you look at J. Michael, you look at guys like Chip Hanover, and I don't mean to take away from anybody else that's done it, but they're two very visible names. They all came from outboards, and that's where you learn how to drive. That's where you learn how to start on a clock. That is great training ground. And if you watch the vintage, you understand they still haven't learned for the most part. I can say that. All right. Well, you can, but it takes a lot of treats. And then we get fat when we eat all the treats learning those new tricks. So, all right. Good start.
We do have a legal start. Green flag on the course. We've got Carson, and it looks like Ryder right there with Harper following him behind.
All right.
Now, these young people can begin racing at 9 years old.
Yeah, I think my son is still mad at me because the year before he would have started running J, we lost Lance Lindros at Green Lake, and we were there. We witnessed that accident. And an 18-year-old kid in an open cockpit, because they were all open cockpit back then, lost his life because he'd made a mistake and was trying to catch up. Just went too fast at the wrong time. I made a decision because I knew what would happen at home if I didn't. End up burning a boat. We sat on a J motor, a life jacket, the whole suit and everything for 30 some years. And he finally got his opportunity to get in a vintage boat. And for a long time, he didn't understand why. But I had to do that, and that was just for self-preservation. Knowing my son, he probably would have been hell on wheels, I guess is a good way to put it. He's a thrill seeker, but he's enjoying his time in vintage, and he will be harassed again probably this afternoon by Dad, and again in the morning when he shows up at the shop, probably about 5:30. We normally have coffee in the morning, and he comes to the house, and he and his brother and Aaron's son Sam all get together, and then they're off to the job sites as masons. Aaron now runs the company that I had for many years, but yeah, part of what we do, and we will debrief about this tomorrow, talk about it, and figure out what we're doing on boats that are there, and hopefully we get some more for up at Brewster. I know we lost Kiwi, but we're going to try and bring a few more, like a small white and kind of turquoise colored boat, maybe.
Well, I'm hopeful that I can bring out Tiger too. I just have a couple of things that I need to do to make it work. So,
and I think that's a conversation for you and Aaron, to be honest,
yep.
because I think he may be able to help with that. Uh, Again, great proving ground for these young people. And I said yesterday we had the Stock Outboard Nationals the same weekend as we had Aniat this year. They're very, very close to one another, but there's not enough time in the day to get back and forth between certain things. They had all kinds of these outboards there running. We had some folks from Region 10 did very well, some championships, some that didn't, but
White flag on the course.
they cut their teeth in this sport. And that is Ryder Burke, followed by Carson Kelly, starting their final lap, and there the breeze picks up. Not always Harper Kelly Moen in third. And I think that's 23. Is that? Yeah.
Yes.
It is 23R. Well, let's do a little.
A lot of these young folks with a mentor take advantage of the Hydroplane and Raceboat Museum's J Hydro Build program, which happens every fall to winter, and they come in and will build their own hydro, which gives them that hands-on experience of what it's like to be working with wood and making the boat that they will go out and race in the spring. Gives them a sense of ownership. There's a lot of those individuals here this weekend that have participated in that program.
It's a lot of fun to watch. I've seen some of the pictures lately. I haven't been down in a few years for that, but I remember back when Don Kelson and Ed Carrollson were both still with us, and they were the ones that were laying out a lot of the stuff, doing the design.
So here's our winner, Mr. Ryder
Burke in the 25R.
Following him up with Carson Kelly in the 1 US. And in third place is Harper Kelly Moen in the 23R. That concludes our J runabout for the weekend. As the wind is starting to pick up anyway, pick up a little bit.
They called for this afternoon. Yeah. We will have to keep an eye on that wind.
If you're looking for something to snack on, Cindy with the fire department is there selling cotton candy, popcorn, snow cones, and lemonades. For a quick refreshment, go and see her.
Tiffany Brown, thank you for stopping. I know it's not really what you wanted to do. Just eat it. I know it sounds funny, but that's how you kind of have to do it. Thank you for stopping. Uh, your first year, I mean, you've been involved in this a long time. Not saying you're old, because you're not, definitely not. But you've been around it forever. You've been involved with this event forever, and has special meaning for you. It is on, is it not? Okay. Well, that's my fault then. I apologize again. But this year, you and hubby here are the race directors. Tell me in a few words. I mean, it might take a while to explain a lot of it. What's it like? I mean, I know it's different.
It is a eye-opening experience for sure. It takes a lot of work. We started in about January, February,
Mm-hmm.
putting the puzzle together, and it all comes together. And the last piece goes in on Sunday afternoon, the last
Yeah.
race.
Yeah, especially when the trophies go out.
That's
uh, and I like your analogy. It is a puzzle, and there's a ton of pieces that are involved in this. And about the time you think you got it all figured out, oh, there's another piece.
somebody comes and takes it and puts it in their pocket.
Ooh, that one hurt. I'm not coming and asking any more questions. Uh, so, any have you learned a lot? I mean, are you already thinking about next year and doing it a little differently as far as your organizational part?
Um, what I've learned is how much work it takes, and I would say that I am more thankful than ever for the people who help and support. Um, I am so thankful for every business around here who's donated to sponsoring this, and the
Mm-hmm.
city for all the work that they do. Um, they roll out the red carpet for us, and I'm so grateful.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. And you can tell people until the cows come home how much work, but until you step into that role, you have no clue. I mean, it's difficult.
Oh,
Uh, Here comes a countdown. I think maybe not. Oh, okay. Just putting a prop on. Uh, let's jump ahead a little bit. We got Brewster in about 3 weeks. And I know you're part of leadership now. Uh, where do we stand as far as Brewster, and then looking towards Manson to finish out our year?
well, our lovely Lisa Malmo continues to pound the pavement every single week here in these two communities, and just putting things together. We've got a great checklist put together by
Mhm.
um, our predecessor, and we're just working on getting everything in a row so that when we get to the races, um, we can give our volunteers tasks and just get everything together and put on a great race.
Super. I know they're just about tying up the last of the boats down there with a propeller change, and we're going to go to that. Thank you so much. I know what this race has to mean to you, being named after Terry. Uh, yeah, it's huge. I know every time the big guy here talks about Terry, he chokes up even today, and it's been quite some time. And I understand that, and I appreciate that. That shows the level of love and respect that's there. And I know that a whole lot of people down here in these pits, and a bunch of us that knew Terry, and there's some stories that could be told but won't be, from back when he and I were both very young, because we were running around about that time. Uh, Here comes your countdown. K Pro Hydro.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark.
All right. Green flag on the course for K Pro. Tiffany Brown, Kip Brown,
Thank you,
race
Tiffany.
directors. Thank you so much for everything you've done, bringing this together. I hope everybody can respect that and step up this afternoon, folks. We got a lot to do when we're done. We got a lot to do to get there, but we'll have a lot after we're done racing. Really appreciate everything that's done. If you are one of those folks that might want to be a sponsor at some point, you need to talk with these folks, because we would love to have you as a part of this program.
Up now is our K Pro Hydro out on the water. Looks like we've got 5 out there. They include 25R Ryder Burks, 115R Crew Cassidy, 119R Mac Cassidy, 66R Carson Kelly, and 23R Harper Kelly Moen. White flag on the course as our our K Pro Hydro come around to the start. We're at 15 seconds.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark, green flag.
We have a legal start. So now that we're on K Pro Hydro, they have had to put a restrictor plate back in. Slows them down a little bit. We've got a battle for second and third going on back here. As they come around the second turn. So we have Carson Kelly in first, Harper in second, Ryder in third, Mac in fourth, and Crew would be in fifth. Carson's opened up quite a lead in coming along the back stretch with Harper trying to catch him, but most likely will have a bit of a challenge since they're only doing 3 laps and they're coming up on their white flag lap. Again, here's your leader, Carson Kelly. 66R. Harper Moen Kelly in 23R. Ryder Burke in 25R. And vying for fourth and fifth place are the two brothers, Matt Cassidy in 119R and Crew Cassidy in 115R.
Can you imagine riding in that vehicle with Dad and the three boys? A zoo. Total zoo. Well, let's have some real good thoughts about this wind dying down. We definitely don't want that to keep coming up at all.
No, we don't. Coming around is your leader, Carson Kelly. Checkered flag is up. And your winner of K Pro Hydro, Carson Kelly. Second place goes to Harper Moen Kelly. Excuse me, Harper Kelly Moen. Our third place goes to Ryder Burks. Followed by the Cassidy brothers, Matt Cassidy and Crew Cassidy. Congratulations, Carson. We've got a black flag on the course. They're going to come into the pits, refuel, and we're going to put them right back out there for you.
All right, we've got a discussion going on about the water conditions right now, and we're gonna have a discussion here. They're doing that right now. We'll get back in a moment about that, but I'll let Jill take this back for a minute.
Well, while we are waiting for a decision on whether we go to a wind hold for our smaller classes, we'd like to thank our sponsors again. The Strong Racing being our title sponsor this weekend. Again, thank you to Daryl and Vanessa Strong for all of